Earlier this year, we saw National Guard troops patrolling the streets of New Orleans, but once the Super Bowl and Mardi Gras crowds cleared out, so did they. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Devin Bartolotta.
And I'm Sharice Gibson. Now, President Trump says he's considering sending guardsmen back to the city, but this time to tackle crime. And as Amelia Strahan reports, the potential move is drawing mixed reaction from leaders.
President Donald Trump's crime crackdown could be coming to New Orleans next.
You have New Orleans, which has a crime problem. We'll straighten that out in about 2 weeks. It'll take us 2 weeks, easier than D.C.
In a press conference Wednesday, Trump said he may send the National Guard to New Orleans instead of Chicago.
We're making a determination now. Do we go to Chicago or do we go to a place like New Orleans, where we have a great governor, Jeff Landry, who wants us to come in?
In June, President Trump deployed the Guard to Los Angeles during immigration protests, more recently to Washington, D.C. Unlike state leadership in California and Illinois, Governor Jeff Landry is all in.
What he wants to see is permanent safety for America.
And some Louisiana lawmakers are on board with him.
We need a solution which includes both more boots on the ground, but also prosecutors willing to prosecute people once they've been arrested.
But with crime already trending down in the city, others are pushing back.
What we don't need is to have a militarization of our police department.
Local leaders have expressed mixed reactions to the president's comment, but could the National Guard actually help drive down crime? Metropolitan Crime Commission President Rafael Goyeneche says maybe.
If the National Guard are going to be deployed here for a photo op and they're just going to be driving around, it's not going to produce the type of results that everyone wants.
Goyeneche says driving down crime will take more than just extra boots on the ground.
The devil is in the details, how they're used. So if they're going to come here, and they're going to be effective and impactful, they're not going to be able to do it alone as a standalone entity. It has to be in coordination, cooperation, and communication with the NOPD and the Louisiana State Police.
Some city leaders are speaking out against the possibility of deployment, including mayoral race frontrunners Helena Moreno, Oliver Thomas, and Royce Duplessis. In New Orleans, Amelia Strahan, WWL, Louisiana.
And New Orleans would not be the first city to have National Guard troops deployed on its streets this year. Our Whitney Miller shows us what it might look like through the eyes of a reporter who's been covering a similar situation in Washington, D.C.
Chief investigative reporter Eric Flack with our sister station WUSA 9 has been tracking this story in our nation's capital, even following federal agents into neighborhoods where they're performing traffic stops and arrests. He says what he's seen there could be a preview for what's to come here in New Orleans. In D.C., Flack's camera caught something new. FBI agents backing up local police on routine traffic stops. Federal law enforcement now working alongside D.C. police. Meanwhile, National Guard troops have largely stood watch at monuments and metro stations. Their presence is hard to miss.
The National Guard troops haven't actually done all that much other than to provide a presence.
Before the takeover, D.C. police report crime had been falling for years and even hit historic lows. But since federal troops arrived, the numbers show an even steeper drop. Flack says the data has left residents divided over whether the crackdown is working or necessary.
There's no question that it's had an impact on bringing crime down. There's just a question about whether or not this is the right way to do it.
The impact also depends on who you ask. Some D.C. residents say they feel safer seeing more officers outside their home.
Our neighborhood has been the target of a lot of crime. Like, we know a lot of people who have, personally undergone violent carjackings.
But others tell Flack the extra security looks and feels like an occupation.
I think that there's a lot of better ways that money can be used to not only uplift and empower the community, but to sow a seed into the people that need the help.
I asked Flack what lessons New Orleans should take from D.C.'s experience.
It doesn't impact your day-to-day life other than the visual jarring sight.
And Flack's advice for New Orleanians?
Stay calm. These are federal law enforcement troops, so don't test them. If the president orders them to be there, They legally have the right to be there.
So far, the president has only floated the idea, but if it does happen, Eric Flack says the biggest change could be the sight of troops embedded in the fabric of daily life. For now, in New Orleans, Whitney Miller, WWL, Louisiana.
And we will continue to follow the president's National Guard plans. You can find updates on air as well as our social media pages and our website.